Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today, we are going to be talking about 10 super easy ways that you can be sneaking extra fruits and veggies into your family's diet. And I'm even going to be sharing with you a couple of extra tools and tips that I use here in my home and that I use with my clients as well that has really shown to have success helping their families eat more fruits and vegetables. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jen Jodoin. I'm an advanced holistic nutritionist. I have training in 7 different areas of nutrition. I also hold a bachelor's degree in psychology that focused really heavily on human physical and psychological development. So I have a really strong understanding of how our mindset and our habits are created and how that interferes or influences the choices that we make, particularly when it comes to lifestyle and nutrition. And then vice versa, I have an understanding of how our nutrition actually influences our choices and our habits and our lifestyle. So it's a really, really great cycle of habits that come into play here. Now, I help women experience symptomatic relief from hormones while supporting their families in making healthy living easier. And so I'm a mom. I know that if it's not simple for the whole family to adopt healthy living and to make small changes in their lifestyle, I know it's not going to happen for mom. So I look at the family as an entire unit helping mom experience relief. Okay. Now, I live and I coach by the motto, one bite at a time. And this comes down to a couple of things for me. Number one, I have a very strong belief in the healing power of food. Okay. I have personally experienced it. I've had a hormone imbalance that I've struggled with for 17 years. I'm now symptomatic free without medication, just through the use of my lifestyle and tweaking my nutrition habits. Okay. So I can truly appreciate the benefits that we get by eating healthier and the benefits we experience. All right. But also too, I look at our life and our lifestyles and our health from a food first standpoint, meaning that I truly believe that we need to address food that we eat. We need to address the habits that we have around our food in order to move forward. And then only after have we changed all of that do we look at other tweaks in our lifestyle and supplements and multivitamins and medication and that sort of thing. So I have a really very strong belief in really looking at the food that we put into our body because food is fuel. All right. Now, I know that it can be very, very, very hard to experience change in our habits, right? We're so stuck in our old ways often. And so I look at one bite at a time as the opportunity each time that we eat to make a healthier choice, to choose something that is going to hurt our body and promote good health as opposed to, or sorry, is going to heal our body and promote good health as opposed to possibly causing us some harm. Okay. And considering that most of us eat like between 3 and 6 times a day, that is a lot of opportunity for us to make consistent small changes that are going to produce big results. Now, today we're going to be talking about 10 ways that we can sneak extra fruits and veggies into your family's diet. And we all know that we should be eating at least 5 servings of fruits and veggies every day. And most studies now are actually showing that we should be eating 7 to 13 servings a day. And I know just from my training and my experience in coaching and clients and the people that I work with and the people that I talk to, I know that most of us are not even getting the 5 servings a day, right? Like knowing and doing are just two totally different things. And sometimes it's just not easy to get them all in every day. We live such a a fast-paced lifestyle, highly convenienced lifestyle, that it can be very difficult for us to even get the 5 servings, let alone 7 to 13. We're just constantly tempted to call upon convenience and junk food. But there's two startling trends in our world right now. Number one is that environmental toxins are increasing. Okay, we have toxins and chemicals and harmful chemicals in our water, in our air, in our land. And these are the three major components that actually contribute or help to grow and create a lot of the food that we should be eating, all right? But the second one is that our food quality is decreasing. It's just loaded with pesticides and chemicals and herbicides and GMOs and flavor enhancers and emulsifiers, synthetic vitamins. And because of that, there's just fewer nutrients in our food. It's just so highly processed that the original nutrients that were in there no longer exist and have actually had to be added back in using a synthetic form, all right? And so knowing the, the knowing that we should be eating fruits and veggies is great. It's a great thing for us to know, but what is it really doing for us? What does it mean for us to eat more fruits and vegetables? Well, number one, it improves our cardiovascular wellness. Okay. So our heart and our lung system are better supported to do what they need to do naturally, so that when we are, indulging on certain foods or convenience items that are possibly harmful to our health, our body is better equipped to actually overcome that type of attack. Okay. Fruits and vegetables help to support our immune system. They reduce inflammation within the body. So, inflammation is one of the root causes of illness, disease, and symptoms that we experience. And basically, inflammation is our immune system finding small fires of attacks in our body and sending out a little army to attack the to attack the invaders. Okay. And so this inflammation can manifest as so many different symptoms for different people, depending specifically on what it's causing it. But for some people it appears as skin issues, such as actors weight retention and excess fat retention. For others it appears as joint and muscle pain. For some it appears as digestive issues. It can really manifest as so many different ways. But fruits and vegetables have been shown to reduce inflammation at that cellular level. Okay, but they're also helping protect DNA. How cool is that? So not only are fruits and vegetables protecting our own body, so reducing inflammation, supporting our immune system, but they're also protecting the DNA of our future children, right? How cool is that? Reducing oxidative stress. I want you to just take a moment and picture this with me, okay? I want you to take an imaginary apple, cut it in half, and I want you to leave one half of it cut open face up on the counter. And the other half, I want you to cover it in lemon juice and leave it right beside on the counter. Okay. Now let's come back 1 or 2 hours later. What has happened to those two pieces of apple? The one that does not have lemon juice on it has been exposed to oxygen. Okay. It has oxidative stress and it's likely brown and shriveled and starting to dry and looking aged. What this means is that the cells of the apple have experienced oxidative stress. Okay, this is an oxidation process. This happens within our own bodies as well. And it happens from chemicals we consume, chemicals we breathe. Exercising even causes oxidative stress. Sleeping, not sleeping, stress, just mental stress, physical stress, everything that we do causes oxidative stress to our cells. Now, if we take a look at the apple that had lemon juice on it, though it was in the same condition as the original apple, we'll notice that the other apple that had lemon juice on it does not have any browning effect. Okay, this is because it has an antioxidant barrier, protectant barrier. And this antioxidant protective barrier came from the lemon juice that we put on this cut apple. So, really, really cool, right? Now, here's the even cooler part about this. Eating fruits and vegetables on a regular basis, getting your 7 to 13 servings every day, actually provides that same antioxidative protection to our own cells, meaning that our cells are healthier and better protected from external attacks and from just regular oxidative stress. That means we have healthier skin, improved gums, better lung health, increased quality of life, all of that really great stuff. Okay. So now that we know that they're super great for us, they're not just good for us, but they're super great for us and amazing. What are some ways we can sneak them into our family's diet? So here we're going to share 10 of them. I'm just going to move this here. Okay. So number one, I really like this one because it's so easy to allow your family to make choices. Okay, so number one, put together a salad bar at dinner time and let your family choose their own salad options. This is great because it gives your family the opportunity to be independent, gives them the chance to choose what they want to eat as opposed to being told, especially if you're working or, if your family contains younger children. Our children have, sorry, I'm just going to pin my camera there. There we go. They spend a lot of their time being told what to do, when to do it, what to wear, where they have to go. Their whole life is kind of dictated around their family schedule, right? So children, especially young ones, have very little choice and control over what happens in their life. So unfortunately, for a lot of families, this is where children actually have the ability to exert their own control in that they can choose whether or not they eat what's on their plate, right? And yes, some of them are determined enough that they will actually go hungry until their next meal. But that is where they're exerting their own independence, where they may be feeling that they don't have that option to do in other places of their life. Okay, so having a salad bar is a really great way for children or all members of your family to experience more fruits and vegetables, to get them more often, but still be able to exert their own control and choice. So here's a pro tip for you. I want you to chop, shred, and dice all of your veggies at the beginning of the week to make it easier to do. Because if you have them already prepped, it literally just means you're pulling those containers out of the fridge, taking the lids off, making it into a nice little spread on the counter or on the table for everybody to pick their choices. Okay. Number 2, make some nice cream with frozen fruit. All right, this is so simple and easy to do. Bananas make a really great nice cream. Adding it with some of your favorite milk is a great way to just get it blended and then pop it into the freezer. Or you can actually just freeze your fruit first, then blend it with some milk, and you'll have a nice soft serve consistency. Okay. And this is great because you can try an assortment of different fruits, and you can even add in some really mild tasting veggies that would match the color of the fruit that you're using. So for example, if you were using, say, an orange to make some nice cream, you could add in some grated carrots into that, or even an orange pepper. And of course, if you were doing, if you were doing maybe a strawberry nice cream, you could also add red peppers, just different ways to add some different fruits and veggies, but in a way that feels like a treat and a dessert, right? So in my house here, actually, with my daughter, our regular dessert is just fresh fruit or frozen fruit of some kind. And so it always kind of feels really nice when my daughter says to me, like, oh, I can't wait for dessert because I'm going to choose this fruit or that fruit. And it's such a peace of mind knowing that she's actively choosing and looking forward to it, as opposed to it having to be a compromise or a negotiation. So at least having it in a form that feels like a very dessert and treat opportunity for children who are maybe not as outgoing about eating fruits and veggies. This is a really, really simple, easy way to add it into your diet. So you really just need a simple blender to make this one very, very doable. Okay. So this is one of my favorites, especially this time of year. Make a soup or a stew that is loaded with veggies and lighter on the meat and carbs. Okay. So using less meats in your soups, less potatoes and fillers. This way the soup base itself is highly concentrated, and you're not getting a bowl full of meat and potatoes. Instead, you're getting a bowl full of veggies with an adequate amount of meat and potatoes. Okay. Now, one of my favorite types of soups to make are the kinds that you blend after making them. So, and the reason for that is because you can actually hide a lot of mild tasting veggies that would be the same color as your soup base into your soup to increase your veggie variety. So, for example, if I was making a butternut squash soup, I could easily add in some carrots into that, or even some turnips, because they would blend down very well into that same color consistency, or it wouldn't change the color of the butternut squash anyways. If I was making, say, a potato and leek soup, I could also add in some spinach into that. Onions, of course, which my daughter actually doesn't like. So I really do like to be able to blend it into different foods where she doesn't notice it, because she'll eat it if she doesn't mind the taste. She doesn't like the texture. So if it's blended into something, she'll eat it, no problem. Something to keep in mind, particularly if you are, a family with young children, Oftentimes children have to be exposed, and even us as adults, to new foods a minimum of 7 times before they're actually willing to actively try it and enjoy it. Okay, so and unfortunately, that 7 times is in just one variety of that food. So, for example, if your child doesn't like carrots and you're trying to get them to eat more carrots, you may have to try 7 times with a raw carrot stick for them to try that. Then, if you want them to eat it cooked, you may have to try 7 times for them to eat it as a round disc when it's lightly cooked. If you want it blended, you may have to try 7 times having it blended into something. So it takes about 7 exposures for our taste buds to begin to redevelop um, or retrain, okay, into accepting a food, a taste, or a texture. So keep that in mind. Don't give up. Continue to try and continue to offer. Just don't force the food. In my home here, we have the rule that if something's on the plate that you don't like, then I generally recommend that you take 3 to 5 medium-sized bites. So very active, intentional try to eat 3 to 5 bites. And after that, if you don't like it, that's okay. Leave the rest of it on the plate and just finish everything else on the plate that you enjoy. And just doing it like that, there's no power struggles. It's not a negotiation. It's not an intense experience at the table, because really what we don't want to do is we don't want to have negative associations around our food, especially with younger children. So keeping it a positive experience and just rewarding them. If they took those 3 bites, just reward them for that, right? Because that's a really big deal. If there was a food that you didn't like and you were asked to take 3 bites to give it a try, you'd probably not be very happy with the person asking you. So just, reinforce the positive behavior that you want to see. Now, another way is to offer fruits and veggies as a snack. So, again, this comes back to having your foods cut and prepped earlier in the week to make it easy. So, cutting them at the beginning of the week into sticks or discs, or even using cookie cutters to make some fun shapes, can help make it more fun for your family to eat them. So adding a fun dip to that is another pro tip that'll help encourage them to eat it. So in my house, I often have hummus or guacamole or black bean dip made on a regular basis. So I've got that available. And then I also even sometimes do like a white bean Alfredo, which is nice. And then in terms for our fruit, I'll actually do, either a nut butter, a seed butter, a very healthy chocolate sauce that I make actually using tahini, a little bit of maple syrup, and just raw cocoa powder. Mix that together really well, and it makes just a really delicious, decadent chocolate sauce to dip your veggies or your fruits in. It's really, really great. And I love that that's school friendly because it's tahini, which is just ground sesame seeds. So you can send that with your kids to school, and you don't really have to worry about it coming back as an allergen food that shouldn't have gone. Um, this one is fun. So here's another way to sneak some extra fruits and veggies into your diet. Trying one new fruit or veggie each week, if possible, or at least once a month. So pick something exotic to get your family's curiosity. There's lots of really, strange looking fruits and vegetables in the grocery store, lots of different colors. Even just picking something that you're familiar with, but in a different color, can help increase that variety. And you never know, like your family could surprise you, right? Just don't knock it off. So if it's too much to commit to for like once a week, then I would say once a month. Just choose something new, something a new color, a new texture, a new flavor, a new taste, a new variety, and introduce that into your family's diet. And find a fun way to do it. Um, this is a really fun way that I actually like to do here in my house, is start my veggie day. Okay, so each family member gets to pick a vegetable one day of the week. So basically, the only way that that family member could qualify to pick the vegetable, though, is that they tried each vegetable the week before. So this one's really great if you've got a really large family, because then everybody has the opportunity to have their input in which vegetable they're going to eat as their main veggie of a meal, right? So that's a lot of fun. It also relieves a lot of pressure off of mom to have to do all the thinking and all the planning and all of the shopping and all of the the prepping. This at least gets the families involved, and trust me, when your family is involved in the process, they are more willing to give it a try. So involving your family, particularly your children, in having that choice can be a really fun and easy way to get some more fruits and veggies into your diet on a regular basis. This one is super easy as well. Adding some, well, as I said, these are 10 super easy ways, right? 10 super easy ways. Add some fruits and veggies to your family sandwiches. So instead of just having your bread and your protein, slabbed in there, you want to add some veggies or some fruit into that. So, adding some banana or sliced apples or strawberries to a peanut butter sandwich is a really great way to, instead of using jam. Okay. So jam has very little, if any, nutritional value. The fruits have been boiled down to the point where there's very little nutritional value left in them. Then they've got a ton of sugar and preservatives added into them. So you're really only just left with a sugar syrup that tastes like the fruit that it was boiled in. Okay. Instead, adding fresh fruit on top of your peanut butter sandwiches is at least going to provide you with a lot of nutrients, like so a nutrient packed meal, but still provide a lot of great flavor. Okay. Or if you're looking at like a meat-based sandwich, you could top it with lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and anything else that your kids and your family are willing to eat. So whatever, if it's sprouts, if it's onions or shredded cabbage or like different like spinach, like whatever it is, peppers, whatever it is that your family is willing to eat, put it on a sandwich. The more fruits and vegetables that your family eats, the better. So you could even make a sub shop style sandwich by combining several different veggies with some mayo and cheese on bread, right? Super easy way to at least get in a few more vegetables. I really, really love putting my veggies into like a tortilla wrap. So just a whole grain tortilla wrap. I usually just spread some hummus on there, throw a ton of chopped veggies, fold the ends in, roll the whole thing up similar to a burrito, and it's like a pinwheel sandwich. Amazing. Lots of variety in there. Super easy, quick lunch that you can also pack for on the go. So that convenience factor is another really big one as well. So another great way, particularly when it comes to fruit, is just enjoying more dried fruit. So it's an excellent snack at any time of the day. But one thing you're going to want to be cautious of is just avoiding the ones that have been sweetened. That would be things like oftentimes dried pineapple would be sweetened, dried cranberries or dried cherries. So really, we don't need the extra sugars. In fact, I did a talk on sugar last night that talked more about how specifically, how sugar interferes with our body, but also the amount of sugar that we consume in a day is just way upward and beyond excess of what's healthy and acceptable, and particularly for children because they're so much smaller than us and their bodies need less. So don't buy any of the sweetened varieties. Try to find ones that are unsweetened, and some of the best places to look for these would be your bulk food stores, okay? Because you can get a lot of varieties in the amount that your family is going to eat rather than buying large bags that maybe your family wouldn't enjoy, particularly if you're trying to enjoy new food that is maybe not familiar with your family at home, okay? Now, here's another one. Keep an assortment of real fruit and vegetable juices in the fridge and encourage everyone to drink them only as a snack. So this one here, I give with a word of caution. Okay. So drinking juice, although has a lot of nutrients from the fruit and veggies when it's real juice, okay, so not a cocktail, that's not the same thing. When it contains only the fruit and vegetable and possibly some water or vitamin C in it, ascorbic acid, that's it. That is what qualifies as real fruit. It does still contain a lot of the nutrients that you get from eating the whole food. The difference is that it no longer contains the pulp and the fiber from the real food, which would slow and regulate the absorption levels of the natural sugars. So this comes with a word of caution. Drinking juice should not replace your requirement to eat fruits and vegetables. It should not replace your requirement to drink water. but it is a nice healthy option as a snack in between meals, maybe with a small muffin, something with a little bit of fiber and a little bit of fiber and pulp of some kind to at least slow that sugar absorption. Okay. Now, of course, here's a pro tip for you: get creative on it. You could start family cocktail hour by pouring everybody a glass of their favorite juice over ice, and then add some, funny straws, colored straws, cocktail umbrellas, and then just sit together to talk about how everybody's day went. That's a really fun one, especially in the summertime when you can all just kind of sit outside in the sun. But again, another really great option for any time of the year. Then, this is one of the ways that I help my families actually bridge the gap between eating what they should be and what they do. So, we talked earlier about how studies show we need to be eating 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day for health maintenance. And the majority of us barely get 5 servings a day, right? So, this helps bridge that gap. So, these supplements are whole food concentrated plant based nutrition that come directly from fruits, veggies, berries, grains, and oils. Really cool thing is that they're clinically shown and proven to support the body at a cellular level in the same way that fruits and vegetables do. Okay, because that's all that's in it is just fruits and veggies. So it's a really great way to bridge that gap and bring in that convenience that a lot of us really require in our fast-paced life. Okay. Now, a pro tip for you here: join the Healthy Starts for families because you get free fruits and veggies for the kids. All right. So you get there's the capsule order for adults, and that comes in a really fun chewable for children, which is free when you have an adult order. Okay. So you can see here, it's concentrated whole food, plant based nutrition from more than 30 fruits, veggies, berries, grains, and oils. It's vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, meaning everything inside of it has such high standards and is the cleanest food possible. Okay. It's also NSF certified. That is a third party, independent third party program that confirms that there are no banned substances, that it is better than organic ingredients, and that what's on the label is inside the capsules and what's in the capsules is on the label. So there's full transparency that it is just fruits and veggies. All right. Now here, one of the really cool things, especially for me as a nutritionist and kind of the geeky side of things, this is a food and not a vitamin. So many of us already take a ton of multivitamins. And here's the difference between the two. Okay. A multivitamin is a synthetic, concentrated, highly concentrated form of a chemical that our body doesn't recognize as a true source of nutrition. So while we do absorb parts of it, a lot of it is filtered out and actually puts a lot of stress on our filtration system within our body, such as our liver. Okay. The difference between that and food is that food contains the true nutrients that our body recognizes and fully absorbs in a healthy way. In addition to that, food has a synergistic effect. So, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that our body not only absorbs, the hundreds of thousands of different phytonutrients from food, but when it absorbs these, they actually work better together because other phytonutrients are present. So, for example, many of us have heard that to increase our iron absorption, we should eat something high in vitamin C at the same time. So drink a glass of orange juice, have some tomatoes, some fruit, whatever. That's the very same synergistic effect that I'm talking about. But that goes for the thousands of phytonutrients that are concentrated in whole foods, in plant-based foods, in fruits, veggies, berries, grains, and oils. Okay. You do not get the synergistic effect in a vitamin or a multivitamin product. Okay, so it's very different. Now, the geeky side of me here is really, really excited just because it is one of the most clinically researched name brand products in the world and does show that it positive with over 40 published studies in high prestigious universities and medical centers such as MD Anderson. They are showing that they are positively impacting the body at a cellular level in the same way that fruits and veggies do. Incredible, right? So a really easy, convenient way to bridge that gap between what we're eating and what we should be. Now, Joining the Healthy Starts for Families by placing an adult order of Juice Plus, it gets you a free order of the chewables or capsules for any child in your life. So even if you don't have children, if there is a grandchild or a niece or a nephew or a cousin or somebody in your community or a student, any special child in your life is eligible for the free for the Healthy Starts. Okay. Now here's a really super cool tip here. Since starting the family health study, this is a actually pediatrician led study. Families are reporting that 61% of their kids are eating more fruits and veggies. How cool is that? How cool is that? All because they're adding a chewable of 20 fruits and veggies to their diet, which is helping retrain the taste buds of these children and helping them be more experimental, outgoing, and courageous in eating more fruits and veggies just by adding this simple, delicious little chewable that literally tastes like like a gummy, like it's delicious. Now, really cool thing is that if you enroll right now for the Healthy Starts for Families before December 31st, you can actually get 15 servings of a family-friendly plant-based protein powder for free, which is fun, cool stuff, of course. Free stuff is always fun. So here's another tip for you. Start each morning with a fruit and veggie smoothie. All right. So add some healthy plant-based protein to keep you and your family feeling fuller longer to avoid snacking. Protein helps you to feel full so that you're not going to have energy crashes, go and pick something else to eat several hours later or right after eating. As opposed to just having a fruit and veggie smoothie, you might feel a little bit hungry within an hour or so. So adding some protein to that can help regulate and stabilize that. But the really cool thing about a smoothie is how much fruits and veggies you can pack into it and still have it taste delicious and have it look amazing and get your kids to actually enjoy it. So my favorite plant-based protein here, which happens to be family-friendly and school-safe, is the Complete. So it is a plant-based, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, non-GMO protein powder and contains 8 grams of fiber. So the really cool thing about the fiber here is that it's going to help stabilize your blood sugar levels. So this is actually a safe protein powder for anybody who has insulin resistance or diabetes or is concerned about blood sugar levels. Great opportunity here, but that fiber also helps you feel full. It's child friendly. There's nothing on the label. It's literally just food in it: broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, chickpea powder, millet, quinoa, amaranth, pea protein, rice protein, even mushrooms, which helps to deliver your daily requirement of vitamin D, or 40% of your vitamin D. Really cool stuff. So you mix it in with a little bit of milk and you've got 100% of your vitamin D right there. So again, you can use this in smoothies, but you can also add it to energy bites. So like the little energy balls, pudding, edible cookie dough, and so much more. I actually have an entire recipe book on how to use this protein powder, which is really, really cool. So great there. If you're interested in getting the protein in the recipe book, let me know. I can send it over to you, no problem at all. And then a second pro tip here for you is that, again, you can get 15 servings of this for free with the Family Health Study, but only until the end of December. So I would like to thank you all for being here today. And I do want to share this resource with you right here. Okay. So this is a free ebook that's going to help jumpstart your children and your family's health journey. It contains, some really cool challenges in there, some opportunities for discussion, some healthy snack options, and even, I believe, lunchbox options. So some really, really cool stuff in there for the whole family to enjoy. And this is all free for you just for being here today. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm just going to let you know here that I do have a couple more events coming up over the next couple of days. So over this weekend, so tomorrow and Sunday, I am helping to host a Deck the Balls protein ball party on Facebook. So that'll be in a Facebook group. If you're interested in joining that, let me know. We can connect on Facebook and I can get you in there. We're going to be doing live recipe demos. We're going to be having some prize giveaways and some challenges and all kinds of fun stuff in there as well. And then Monday, I actually have two events. Okay, so Monday morning at 9:30, I am hosting a family-friendly snack prep workshop. So we're going to be making together alongside of each other. We're going to be making 5 easy, delicious, school safe, and kid friendly snacks. All right, so they're going to keep your kiddos satisfied for the first week of at home with the holidays. And then you can actually use these recipes again, either the following week or even when the kids return to school. Okay. So that's one on Monday. Monday night at 7 p.m., I am hosting an event called the Rubber Band Mom. It's going to be another seminar similar to this. And this is going to be sharing 10 ways to keep from snapping. So really just breaking it down into, why you really need to take care of yourself and 10 simple ways that you can be doing it so you can show up as the woman, the mom, the spouse that you want and deserve to be. So thank you all so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it.